Okay, yogis, we are down in my basement this time. I'm a little more space down here, but not as good lighting, maybe. So my apologies in the lighting, but we're not gonna worry about it, right? It's just it's not professional grade. It's just education grade. So anyway, we're doing part two today. It's the moon sequence, right? So if you think of the first part, that warm up sequence that kind of ended with the sun salutations. Now we come to the moon. So this sequence builds us up into the half moon at the end. So it's taking us into that, building up the openness, building up the twisting, building up the balance, and at the very end of the section of the routine, you'll end with your half moon, your twisting half moon. So I don't commit it to memory, so I'm going to be using my notes. I've been trying to, so I want to try to just make sure I don't forget anything. So I'm using the notes that Tom typed up, very condensed, lots of information in a small amount of space. So let's unpack it. We'll do it together. Moon sequence, it starts with the step back lunge to the lunging twist. So I'm going to start at the top of my mat, and hopefully this angle is pretty good, kind of a compromise between straight on and side view. So we start them, and we're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're going to fall down. Remember the cue framing of the feet. You're going to inhale, half flat back. As you exhale, you frame those feet again, and you step back. So the first time you're stepping back, establishing that lunge, coming up, and you're coming into that lunge twist. So I'm going to twist it outside, finding my breath. And then from that lunge twist, we're coming into this long pyramid stretch. So I'm coming up, I'm going to drop that back foot, and I'm going to, what Tom's calling the flank pose. So it's that big stretch to the right hamstring. Trying to keep that back flat. And then from there, you're going to shift your way forward to that standing split. So you're going to bend that knee a bit, come up in that big standing split. And then we do that one crunch of the knee coming down. That part's not written in the notes, but we did that part. So it's probably, that's an option. And then you come back to your forward fold, half flat back. Exhale down, all the way to mountain. And then we'll go through the other side. And I'll just do that just because, so if you're working along with me, you can memorize this. Stepping back. So what I do is I'm stepping my left foot back first. It doesn't matter, you just want to be consistent. Because I'm really thinking more the other way around. Eventually, I'm always going to step my right foot forward first. So I come back into that lunge. I twist it. Lunge. Then from the twisting lunge, I come into that stretch. Pyramid stretch, that flank pose. And then we're going to bend that knee just a little bit, come up into that standing split, maybe grab that back ankle, do one crunch into knee, come back up, and then release. And this time we go right into a vinyasa. So I'm going to release and then step it back, both feet, drop it down, breathe in, breathe out, step up, into chair. So I'm into those part two, from that chair, and then from the chair we're going to do a twist. And I'm going to twist it. Both sides. And so now that twist. And then from there, I'm going to inhale it up. And I'm going to exhale, vinyasa it down. When you hear vinyasa, people say vinyasa. What they typically mean is you're doing this whole little sequence, stepping back, dropping down, sweeping up, coming back to that down dog. Now we're in that three-legged dog. We're going to open the hip. Then we're going to bring knee to nose. So we're three-legged dog, open the hip, then crunch it in, knee to nose. Come back. And the second time, you're going to step it up. And knowing that's a challenge for people, so give them a moment, right? Maybe reset it to get that foot up there. Now we're going to release, knees going to come down, and we're going to release that back foot. And you're going to come up, hands to the heart. And for me, I really start to feel that releasing the foot. I feel that stretch coming in the left hip. And then we're going to bring the hands down to the thigh. I remember Tom had us, I'm not sure if he had the right hand down first or the left hand, but I know he had a very specific order for that. So we can look into that. And that little pressing forward, open the heart up. It's a little back bend. And then as you release from that, hands to the thigh, then you do that sit back. And depending on your knee, right, you can just turn this into a nice little hamstring stretch. Some yogis maybe carefully can lower all the way down. And this is where you try to get your heel of your left foot, your back foot, to rest right into your pelvic floor. If I'm pronouncing it right, your perineum. I think that's how you say it. But there's a lot of pressure in the knee, so do what you can. And then when you release out of that, you come back and hands come to the heart. You're going to reach up and back, a little back bend, and then you're going to counter that back bend by bringing the forehead down to the knee. And you're going to do that big flexion, that big curve to the back, bringing the chin into the throat, doing what you can to make contact, maybe leg out a bit. And that's like you can say that's like we're going to come back to this pose later, but we'll be standing. So it's kind of like the first time through for that. And then as you release it, reach forward, reach down, hit the knee, reach up, hands to heart. And then we're going to twist it again and come up into that lunge. And we're getting ourselves ready to like eventually come to half moon. So we're getting that balance going, the strength. And then we're going to release that twist, take vinyasa, step it back, drop it, sweep it, and then do the other side. Left leg, open the hip, step it up. Well, first do the knee, crunch it in, right? Crunch it in first. Bring it up again. This time, step it forward. We stop, we dropped down to the knee, we release the back foot. Hands to the heart. Hands down to the thigh. You press forward to the thigh. Lift the heart to the sky. And as you release it, you come back and you do what you can. Maybe you can sit back and try to get your heel right into that pelvic floor. Maybe you're part way. And then you come up out of that. And we're going to bring hands back to the heart, reach up and back. And then we reach forward, we're going to bring the head down to the knee, curving in. You can keep that knee bent, or some people can start just pressing it, straighten their leg out. And then you come out of that, reach back up. Hands come to the heart, and you lift up into that twisting lunge. And then you release, plant the hands, step it back to that lunge. Thank you, vinyasa. Now we're to the third part. This is the part where we're going to end with a half moon. So it starts with the step through lunge. So step through your neck, lunge position. And in the second pose, Anjanyanasana. That's when you drop the knee, you release that foot. Up. Or some yogis could be up in that crescent warrior, right? Either way. Up off of that. I think Tom intended us to be up off of that mat. And then you're going to reach forward. It makes more sense to be up. Yeah, we got to be up. You're going to reach forward, and then you're going to try to come up in the standing half moon. Boom. You're going to try to get that hand down and lift that left leg up. Open up. And you're going to revolve that half moon. Keeping the spine long as best you can. And you're going to release it and step it back into your vinyasa to the other side. And then step left foot through. Come up into that crescent warrior. Lunge. Up. Create that length. And then do your reach. And then you come on up. Standing half moon. focus. Lifting that back leg up. You're gonna revolve it. Find the length. Twist it. And then you release it. And you step back. Boom, boom. And you're done with that moon sequence. For the moon sequence, the next step is the warriors and the triangle pose. Ending with some standing balancing work. But that was part 2, yogis. And I think I didn't miss anything, didn't lose anything out. Hopefully it's all good. So practice with that a few times, and I'll see you soon in class.